I need to be able to find cosine given the cosine of 2 times the angle is equal to 1/4 and the angle terminates on quadrant number 3. Since they are giving me that the cosine of 2 theta is 1/4, I need to be able to use my double identities. And if you notice that a cosine of 2 theta, I have 3 to choose from. But since they are asking to find the cosine of theta, I'm going to use the one that only has cosine, so I can solve for cosine. So let me go and write down. We have the cosine of 2 theta is equal to 2 cosine square of theta minus 1. And I'm going to replace cosine of 2 theta, I'm going to replace it with 1/4. That gives me 1/4 is equal to 2 cosine square of theta minus 1. And now from here I just need to solve for cosine. I'm going to move my 1 to the left, becomes a positive 1. To be able to add two fractions, or a whole number by fraction, I'll make this over 1. And I'll multiply by 4 so they can have the same denominator, so it'll be 4/4. Therefore, I have 5 divided by 4 is equal to 2 cosine square of theta. I need to leave the cosine by itself, so I'm going to divide by 2. The 2's cancel. So I'm going to place my cosine square theta on the left, equal to, I'm going to change my division to multiplication by taking the reciprocal of the second fraction. So it'll be 1 over 2. So 1 times 5 is 5. 2 times 4 is 8. Now I'm going to take the square, I'm going to get rid of it by taking the square root, so the inverse. That will give me my cosine of my angle is equal to, I'm going to separate this as the square of 5 over the square of 8. And I'm going to simplify my square of 8. Let's not forget your plus or minus every time you take the square root. I'm going to simplify my square of 8 as square of 5 stays there. This will be the square of 4 times the square of 2. Square of 4 is 2. Square of 2. I'm going to rationalize my denominator by multiplying by the square of 2. So therefore I have the cosine of an angle is equal to plus or minus square of 10. This gives me square of 4, which is 2 times 2 gives me 4. Plus or minus. Since it tells me that the angle, and that's what we're looking for, the angle is on quadrant number 3. My cosine of this angle, we know it has to be negative. So therefore we're just going to keep the negative aspect of it, and your answer is letter B. Excuse me, letter A has to be negative.